So the question of the whole set, like into the film here, is like, how did Manson learn to brainwash people?
Sure.
And O'Neill says that he was being used by the state. Talks about his fascination with Scientology. That he used, and so O'Neill's argument is that he used LSD to make sort of lasting personality changes in the women in the family. That he says sort of lasted even after, that they had many of them, the ones who went to prison. It was after they were in prison for a number of years that they started, and talks about them being deprogrammed.
Yeah.
He points to a report he got his hands on from Charlie West that says that he was successfully able to place false memories in people without them being aware of it, allegedly. And then the thing ends with, the Bobby Beausoleil kind of gets the last word, and he's like, no one understands, as he says, how not a mastermind Charlie was, like how much he was just making it up and flubbing things as he goes. And that they want it to be more complicated than it is. That's kind of where it leaves us.
Well,
with even Morris pushing back on O'Neill by the end.
Yes, but there isn't. But it doesn't get like picked up and taken somewhere. It is really just this kind of. Morris presents this documentary as an explication of O'Neill's theory, the evidence that he has to support it, but he doesn't want to go, O'Neill doesn't want to like go to the place where he like says categorically, this is what happened. Right. Because when he says like, well, so do you think that this was orchestrated? He's like, I wouldn't say that, because that suggests that the government like planned it and did this kind of like had this strategic thing. But so we get that implicitly as like the narrative that gets the most time and space. Beausoleil at the end, I'm glad that you ended there, because that is very much the first thing that I want to talk about, because I think that he is absolutely right. Here was his full quote, the Bobby Beausoleil. The problem with this story in particular is that people are very fond of their fantasy. They don't want to hear how mundane this story is, how not a mastermind Charlie actually was. In his paranoid delusions and his miscalculations, it was just blunder after blunder after blunder. And then this is when like Morris, offers like people want their conspiracy theories or whatever. And he's like, yeah, they do. They want it to be more complicated than it is. And it's so hard to disabuse people from those fantasies. And I think he's right about that.